Hey, Shad here with Speed Addicts, a fast-growing gear site on the web. In today's video, we're going to show you how to do the shield change on the KYT TT-Revo helmet. What's up, Speed Addicts fan? Before we jump into the how-to on the shield change for the TT-Revo, very popular helmet, and a little tricky visor change, we're gonna help you figure that out. Before we do that, remember, subscribe to the channel so you get useful information like this, buying guides, latest releases in the moto world, do that. Also, if you're gonna shop for gear online, do it at speedaddicts.com. There's a link in the description below. They'll get you over to the KYT TT-Revo helmets and the full selection of gear from KYT, as well as everything else you need for your next two-wheel adventure. And if you're gonna shop for gear in person, come on down to the first Speed Addicts Superstore in the city of Orange. You will not be sorry. We've got all the gear you need. Okay, here it is. It's the KYT TT-Revo. This helmet is setting the world on fire. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of you struggling with the shield change because honestly, folks, it is not easy. The clear is a little bit easier than the tinted or iridium options because they coat those ones. And so the tolerances are just really tight on the shield mechanism, and when they coat them, it gets even a little bit harder, okay? So I'm gonna show you the principle that will allow you to do this no matter which shield you're gonna install, the chrome, the iridium, or the clear. So taking the shield off is very straightforward. You're just gonna go ahead and pull that trigger down, and then this is going to come out. Now, the way I got it out when I'm holding this trigger down is I'm actually applying pressure and twisting from the bottom to pull that first tab. So there's two tabs on the shield. There's one on the bottom and there's one on the top. They're about 1/4 inch across, okay? And they go into the two different slots here on the helmet. There's a relief on the top and the relief on the bottom. So when I'm pulling it out, I'm gonna pull this trigger, I'm gonna flex the bottom of the shield and pull the whole thing away from the helmet. It always has to be, the shield has to be in the open position, no matter if the shield's going on or coming off, okay? So I'm gonna pull this side out now too. All right, so those are the two tabs I'm talking about, okay? The tab on the top, tab on the bottom. If you don't do this correctly and you just try to force this thing, you could damage those tabs and then you're out of luck. You're gonna have to get another shield, so don't do that. The other thing I'm gonna recommend that I'm not gonna use right now, or I might if I get on the struggle bus here, is a helmet donut. Now, you don't need a helmet donut, you just need something soft that you can put the helmet on so that you can apply enough pressure and pressure in the right direction to accomplish the shield change. And it helps if it's on like a low dining room table and you have something soft so you can work it like this, okay? Because it does take a little bit of pressure, especially with the iridium option. Now, the key to success here when you're coming back with your shield to install it, that top tab, the one up on the top edge, needs to go in first, and it needs to go in at the right angle with enough force to make clearance for the bottom tab, okay? So it's this top one that's a little bit tight, especially when you first get these shields and the helmet's new, everything is very tight. Okay, so you gotta remember when you're coming back in that the shield's gonna have to go in the open position and align with that top recess. And the goal here is to put that tab in, have the shield at an angle away from the helmet, and kind of jam it in at an angle, okay? So if you come in flat and you just try to smush it on flat, that is not the move. That is not gonna work. You have to come in at a little bit of angle and kind of flex the shield, and so you kind of bury that top edge first. Now I'm gonna try to do it looking over the helmet here. All right, so see how bottom edge is away from the helmet, top edge is against the helmet, and I'm gonna find that little recess, and I'm in, and now once I get the edge of it in, I'm gonna push very hard on the top and kind of push and pull the whole shield up towards the helmet while I am holding that trigger. Okay, so that took a bit of force. The only reason I was able to do that is because it's the clear and in the upright position. When you're doing it at home, get it on something soft, work that angle like I was showing you, get that top edge in first, and once you get the very tip of that top edge, you're gonna press the whole shield. Here, I'll pop this out and I'll show you like kind of from this angle. Okay, so you're gonna get that top edge in, like so, and then I'm holding the trigger with my left hand, and you bury that top edge, and then you're gonna push it down at that angle into the helmet, the top edge first while you're holding the trigger back, and then get your palm on it and press the whole thing straight down, and you should be in good shape. Now I'm gonna do the other side. Again, open position. I'm gonna pull the bottom edge up, bury that top tab, okay? And as I'm pushing it up and into the helmet, I'm gonna pull that trigger back, and then you gotta apply quite a bit of force right there. I think I already got it. Sometimes you gotta really jam it down, and we're in, okay? So the key is the angle that you approach that top tab in, and then once you got that in that recess where you want it, really smash the whole thing while you're pulling that trigger back, and you should be in good shape. The other thing about the helmet is that, especially when it's new, this release and the shield in general, the detents, are gonna be quite tight, okay? Just bear with that. It's gonna kind of break itself in, and you'll be in good shape. If you're still struggling or having problems, call Speed Addicts. We'll help you out. Available at 1-866-573-2820, or hit up the live chat, and we will get you sorted. That's the TT-Revo shield change. Thanks for watching. See you next time to find out what's in the crate.